Hello, I know I've been gone a while and stuff, but I thought I would post a new video. I'm going to again attempt to do this a little more frequently. This is an unfinished sketchbook that I'm currently working on. Just figured I would share it with you. I haven't gone through and done any shading or anything like that, but um, yeah. So this one. It's a lot of Zentangle type stuff. Part of the reason why I didn't color these is I do have the intent on cutting them up to use for collages. Um, this one was cool. It was based on a tarot reading, so I just did some work around that. This one was around Halloween, obviously. I made a bunch of little ghosties. There's this one. I just really, circles are my jam, man. I don't know why. Or orbs, I suppose. I like this when you sort of fill in around the orbs. I think is pretty cool. So what I've what I do generally speaking is I just draw these lines first to give me the interiors that I want to work with. That's what I've been doing lately anyway. This one obviously was a spiral, so that one is a little different. With this one and with a lot of the ones that I have where I'm doing the lines like this, these are it's one breath per line. So that's how long this took to make. It's one breath per line. It was meditative practice on this one. There's a few others in here that are that way, just different designs and such. Sometimes it's just I just feel like it. You know what I mean? This one is not anywhere near done. I was thinking of putting different designs in the rest of these, each one being a different design, and then having kind of a visual reference for them. This one was intended to look like a root system, very abstractly, of course. This one, I was thinking more about the jagged lines of a heartbeat, where you're seeing that. So that was kind of my thought here. This is another one where it's a line per breath. This is another one where it's a line per breath. This is air. Air was the word for this one. These I haven't filled in yet because I am still percolating on that one. This is a neurotangle, which honestly I like just as it is. I probably won't add any color or shading or anything like that with it. What I might actually do is scan it in and then color it, but I have to figure that out. For this one, I traced a bunch of Pokemon cards. Obviously, not well. This was on my lap, not on a stable surface. Um, and then I haven't done anything with it since then. So this serves as a good reminder for me as well. This one, how did I orient this? You kind of get the idea. It looks kind of almost like a honeycomb, peanut butter and honey. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off this little dude. Here's another one where it's a bunch of designs in sort of a grid pattern. These have just been really. I need to get another nice thick black marker. This was the last time I was able to use this one because it was out, unfortunately. This one I actually colored. I was honestly I was trying to use up some paint pens. I don't like to throw away when they have anything left in them, so I was just finishing up. Some are paint pens and some aren't. On here, this is a little character I randomly made up. I think he looks pretty gooey. I don't know if he'd be friends or enemies with Mike Wazowski, but hey. Yes, I have my sketchbook upside down, and no, I'm not going to turn it around because different pages are oriented different ways. So here I was just kind of thinking about cats. And I've been into planning for a while, and I was thinking about those little page flags that are there, right? Like I don't really use those. I think it'd be neat to turn them all into a bunch of cats. So I was just goofing around with the simplification of the form of a cat. This one is Bulbasaur's face. He's hanging out with us right over here. That's Bulbasaur's face. Another Neurotangle that's incomplete. Here I was charting out the full moons. This was before I had decided how my planning system was going to work for this coming year, and I was going to use this. I am no longer going to, so I'll just collage over it, honestly. This one I was trying to make myself almost like a daily to-do board or a vision board. Like these were meant to be blank spaces where I would then put words, images, that sort of thing around. And I haven't decided if I'm going to continue with that idea or not. Here's me filling in circles with interesting shapes, because I don't always do that. So I really dig this one, actually. This one, I was just using some CMYK markers and just making lines, honestly. Like I said, a lot of these were made because I knew I was going to be cutting them up in some form or another. And this one I did a Neurotangle. This one I like a lot. This one has a bunch of words hidden in it, so I may pause here a minute so you can see. I don't know if you could tell what the words are in there, especially with that upside down, right? So BOLOGN. Hey, that's baloney. That kind of gives you a little, this pew pew, pew pew, right? So with this one, I was sitting and Tyler was sitting next to me playing a bunch of video games. And so I was almost using this as like a journal for the day. These are things that were happening. And I worked them in to this design. I like making the Neurotangles sometimes and not rounding out the corners, but just filling in and doing an outline of the interior locations there. I am sorry. My brain is foggy. I have COVID currently, so we are doing what we can do. So I guess I should have said that earlier, but here's just a starting idea for some spirals. I've just been digging it. So there we go. Another one, which is just a bunch of little designs. Like I really dig this, inspired by citrus fruit, of course. On that one. I'm just doing some perspective work here. I suck at perspective, but I figure if I can, again, this was on my lap, and it was not using a very good ruler. This one I was thinking about the lines going this way and then curving back this way and then having a design in each. I am going to do something with this background in between these ones, but I haven't gotten that far yet. This one I was playing with the idea of a frame, right? So just sticking a frame over the top was what that one was. I really should have, of course, measured these out ahead of time. I like to get right into the creating, and I don't always do my prep work as I should. This is just playing around. Again, more Zentangles, but this is my sketchbook that's on my lap almost all it's near me all the time. So here I was just playing with some design work again. I suppose some of these I have things to say about them and others not so much. I had forgotten that I liked making like little paisleys. Here was me playing around with that page flag idea that I mentioned before, right? Remember that weird S thing that everybody used to make? I was doing just a little bit of shading work there to practice. Well, this video is longer than I thought it was going to be. We are only about halfway through, okay? So here's me playing with the paisleys. And here, of course, not complete, but I do have a tendency to pack my images so much, so I'm trying to edit and leave some more white space as I can. This one's not done. I know I am going to do some coloring in with black most likely on here. This is another just a meditative drawing exercise. These take about half hour to do, something like that. This one I actually have it written down there, the overlapping networks meditation. So that is what that one was called. I probably have some blank ones right here in the middle. I was playing with some weird perspective points here. I just thought it would, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see, we got a few more blank pages in the middle. I tend to either work from one side or the other, so you can tell this one's got a lot of room left in it. I don't have as much at the back end. So, but there we go. Okay. So, yep. There's that one. I was kind of playing with fragments, just sort of fragmenting my image and pulling it apart. This is actually one I'm working on this morning. I am going to switch and do another color here for the petals on there because it's fun. So this one. And here. I really like this one. I just should have done it with other colors. I can still go back and edit on top of it, of course. And here's what I was meaning by just sort of scribbling, and then you outline the interior, and you can color some of them in and leave some of them blank, and I don't know. I've just really been digging that. Generally speaking, I think, actually. So this one, not complete, of course. And the final one is this. Little blobbies going back and forth. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. I will page through something else next week or when the mood strikes me. Thanks.